Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie, and I want to talk to you today about some common mistakes in the resume. First of all, you've got to get over the generic objectives. If you're not given a specific objective, it's actually best to use a summary or a profile to give yourself an overview of your skill set. For example, I'm a certified human resource manager with 15 plus years of experience in human resources. Some of my skills include compensation, human resource management, benefit administration, and organizational development. Bam, at the top of your resume, you have given the person an overview of what you bring to the table. Another thing to think about is using incomplete dates. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Some people may use something like from 2005 to 2006. Well, I can't tell if that's 1 year or 1 month. It's hard to tell if you have the required amount of experience because you really don't know how long a person has been in that field or has been on that job doing those specific job responsibilities. Another thing, common mistake for the resume, is listing multiple computer programs under skills. All right, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I want you to take the time to read up on soft skills versus hard skills because they're really not the same thing. But when you're talking about skills, you're talking about things such as customer service, how many words you type per minute, if you have the ability to handle cash, if you have the ability to prepare presentations, i.e., PowerPoint, or maybe video presentations, depending on what your employer requires from you. Listing a boatload of computer programs that you're familiar with is not a skill. It is a computer program. So just be mindful of that. But again, I want you, after you've looked at this video, to take an opportunity to do some research on soft skills and hard skills so that you'll kind of know what an employer is looking for. Another common mistake on the resume is poor formatting and improper word usage. You have a lot of white spaces. You're using all these big lines and bolding. You've got all these boxes and graphics and photographs. All of that is definitely a no, 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 no. Another thing to be mindful of is misspelled words and grammatical errors. Okay, so you're applying for an administrative assistant position and you've got typos in your resume. Not good. All right. Just be mindful of that. This is what an employer looks at. You also have to be mindful of some of the personal information, things that you are associated with. For example, the National Association of African Americans in such and such, part of the Black Student Union, part of the Asian American Association, Delta Sigma Theta, uh, just all these different things that you are putting yourself kind of in a box. You never know who's sitting on the other side of the resume. And what you want to do is you want to show that you're part of social organizations, but you don't want to use the names or descriptions of the social organizations so that people can get an idea of your race, your ethnicity, or other things that people use to discriminate in the job search process. Um, and then finally, providing too much information. Yes, there is such a thing of too much of something is just too much. So you don't want to use more than 10 years of experience. Again, that goes back to utilizing your summary profile. Remember when I gave the example of my summary profile, I said over 15 years of experience, but I'm actually approaching the 20-year mark in my industry. But you don't want to put 20 years worth of information on your resume. Kind of see how that works? All right. So the other thing that you want to do is use bullets. A resume is not a book. And you want to make it as easy to read as possible. Now, you have to be mindful that if you're using a cover letter, you have your cover letter and then you have your resume. So you want to use as least as possible so that there's not so much to read for the employer. And then again, do not attempt to tell your life story with the resume. All right? Leave something to talk about in the interview. Well, I'm Stephanie C. Harper, and this has been your Career Minute. Talk to you soon.